Hi guys, welcome to episode number 5 of TINT. There is no template. One of these days we'll explain to you what that means, but this is not the day. This is the Thanksgiving episode.
Yay!
Yay, hooray! We were going to have a turkey run out and then we were going to kill it and eat it, but
Just too lazy.
we're just too lazy, and
It's a lot of work.
yeah, and that turkey, Billy, who's now living in my foyer, he is a son of a gun, and I probably am not going to kill that guy. Probably not going to kill him because I love him. Because I love him.
He's a cool bird.
He is a cool dude. He's a cool bird. You know, with all his gobbling and his whatnot and his pecking at me and his pecking and just relentless pecking and that's why my ankles are bleeding. But he's a hell of a guy.
He's a hell of a guy, but he better hope that we don't run out of turkey.
Yeah.
Or meat. Because then it's his ass on the chopping block.
Well, you know.
For now, he's safe.
For now, he's safe. For now, he's in the foyer and he's living it up. And yeah.
Pissing and shitting everywhere.
Pissing and shitting everywhere. Yeah. You know
Crazy.
what I mean? What? Oh, just because you're, living in a, 3 feet by 3 feet space, you got to be an asshole. No, you don't. Everybody
He's kind of an
in
asshole,
solitary
think about
confinement knows that. Don't be an asshole, okay?
Yeah.
Or you'll just stay in solitary.
Yeah. For sure.
So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're going to start this episode off a little later, but first we're going to talk about something that's been on my mind lately.
Well, before we start the show, we do our little banter. And
This is the
banter
Well,
part.
this is the banter part, but I'm going to tell you something that's been on my mind lately. Okay?
Go for it.
It's the upcoming race war. I didn't want to start it off with the upcoming race war, but
Like Helter Skelter?
I'm going to start it off with the upcoming race war.
Okay.
That
It's inevitable, sure.
Yeah, it's no. I'm talking about the TV show Watchmen, where that is. What were you talking about?
I thought you were going to talk about Charles Manson
Oh, no.
and the murders.
We're not. No. Not about the actual race war, which is going to happen in 2034, but the race war we're talking about in the TV show Watchmen.
Hey, by the way, I haven't seen the last episode.
Yeah.
So
Cool. I'll tell you everything that happens.
No, don't.
I have to admit that show got me from episode 1. I was really looking forward to that. What was that show? Confederate? Where the South won the war or something?
Yeah, by the Game of Thrones boys.
Yeah.
The GOT boys.
But then they realized, holy shit, they have no ability whatsoever to construct a world and to write episodes. They can only copy from someone else.
Yeah, but that was only part of the problem, because the other part of the problem was that once people heard that they were going to do a show where the South won and slavery was still legal, everybody went crazy.
Why would they? Makes no sense.
So
Relax, guys.
They had that, pandemonium, and then these guys, struggling to do a show completely on their own.
It up. No. I like the way you said it. No. They fucked it up. They fucking ruined an institution for many people. And so they're like, hey, maybe we're not gonna, let you guys do Confederate. Instead, we're gonna let you do a 3-part Star Wars series. And then they're like, probably not that too. So yeah.
They're not doing that now?
They're not doing that now.
Because after the
when they kind of destroyed,
they're like, hey, maybe we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We need source material.
Yeah, we need source material because we have no ideas in these noggins. There's nothing there. All we do is copy and paste. They are great copy and
what
paste
they are
guys.
great at is special effects and the way the shit looks.
No, but they're great copy and paste guys.
But you got to have substance and story, and they really
True. They have no ability for that. But don't tell me they're not good copy and paste guys. You might think that
they're the best.
That I'm being sarcastic in that, but I really am not, because that's not exactly easy. Because you can give somebody a book and be like, oh, well, come up with a movie or something or a play or whatever from this. They were really good at it.
Yeah, but they also
were really good.
But they also took liberties of their own, and they added stuff and took
Certainly.
stuff out. But
Because
you can do that
Yeah.
when you have all this great source material.
Okay.
So that makes it so much easier to throw in this and take this out. Because
Mm-hmm.
you always got this stuff to fall back on.
Yeah.
And you really, with that shit, you can't do no wrong.
You can't do no wrong. Can't do no wrong. Okay.
And-
So now it's time to begin the show. And
No,
as we
not yet,
always,
hold on.
No, not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet. By the way,
Wait, guys.
check out the Watchmen.
The Walking
It's
Dead.
really good.
It's a good show.
No, not The Walking Dead.
What's that?
You know what I don't like?
What? The Japanese?
No, they're fine. When you're at the barber and you're getting your hair cut,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just one other person in there getting their haircut,
Uh-huh.
and they're across from you,
Uh-huh.
when your barbers decide to turn you both facing in the same exact direction,
That's never happened ever.
so where you're just sitting there across from the person while you're getting your fucking haircut,
Don't lie to me.
that's the weirdest thing in the world.
Are you
because
kidding? Is that a joke?
It just happened to me today.
That
the
did
whole
not
time-
happen to anyone
And the
ever.
whole
Come
time,
on. Are
and the
you
whole time,
serious?
I'm like, whatever you do, don't point me directly at this guy.
That's what you said to him?
No, in my head.
Verbatim?
In my head, I was thinking it.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, he points me, and then he's facing me, I'm facing him, and I don't want to look him in the eye, but then I feel like I gotta look him in the
You
eye.
have
It's like
to,
a
right?
dominance thing, and the whole
It's a
time,
dominance thing, right?
I gotta show my
Your
dominance.
your toxic masculinity has just ruined this entire story.
So I'm just saying, for barbers, all the barbers
Uh-huh.
out there, just be careful where you point people,
Yeah.
because you make it awkward sometimes.
I can't believe that they did that. Maybe they were hoping for some sort of chemistry to happen between you two.
You think they were trying to set us up?
I think whether they were looking for like a homosexual love affair or just the friendship of your lives.
Yeah.
They felt something apparently you didn't.
So
okay?
maybe there was something deeper going on.
There was
than
something
it is.
deeper going on with them. They're like, these two guys
Yeah. I gotta figure
are going
my
to be
stuff
great
out.
friends.
I gotta figure my stuff out.
Yeah.
Before I
You screwed
start
up.
lashing out at people.
Yeah, exactly. You ruined it for them. Because they could have gone back to their Barber King and been like, hey, Barber King, we had these two guys in our shop. We knew they'd be best friends for the rest of their lives. We tried to face them towards each other. And this one guy, he effed it up. He's like, oh, his toxic masculinity got in the way.
Mm-hmm. I did sense an air of disappointment in both barbers when I was leaving. They were both a little sad.
Well, both a little. You gave him like a $20 tip, and yet it was still like, thanks, I
It's like,
guess.
I could have enriched your life.
All right, I think now is the time for the
Now
episode.
we start the show.
Now is the
Banter's
time
over.
for the episode. Yeah, this is
Banter is
the episode is about to begin.
Thanksgiving special.
You know, we're gonna bring in the turkey. We're gonna do the whole song. So guys, get ready. All right, put on your hats. Well, we won't do it this time, but
Maybe
yeah,
next year.
Next year we're gonna have a whole thing with like hats and turkeys, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a huge budget because our show's blowing up. We're getting like hundreds of views. Well,
Hundreds of views.
you know, 100. We're getting 100 views. So that's something right
We're
there.
getting hundreds of views. But also, anybody who watches this, thank you. We love it.
We do appreciate it.
We just want more because
Yeah,
we're greedy.
we always want more. We always want more. What was that? What was that? That thing that Montgomery Burns said from The Simpsons?
He said a lot of things.
No, but that one special thing he said. He's like, you know, he's like, oh, he's like, oh, sir, you're the richest man in the world. And it's like, and Montgomery Burns is like, yeah, I know, I have everything I want, but I'd trade it all for just a little more.
That's
I
us.
kind of feel like that.
That's
Kind of
us.
feel like that.
We're greedy. We're greedy and we're evil.
I would trade you all
I would definitely trade
for
you.
just a little more.
You.
Yeah, no, you.
I keep all the people, all the fans.
No, I wouldn't keep any of
You.
that. I would trade you, all the fans.
You, I can take her.
All right. So what's coming up? What's about to happen? Actually, this episode's probably going to come out like a day after. But what just happened? Let's say it this way.
A lot of stuff. What are you talking
No,
about?
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving just
Oh,
happened.
it hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet in our
2 days.
universe, but in the universe of their imagining,
Most likely happened.
it already happened.
Yeah.
So
what do you think about Thanksgiving?
I hate it. I hate it. It's too, I don't know, too too Native American-y or Indian-y. What's the right one?
It's coming across as a little bit racist.
But it's
not very. I'm sure I'm comfortable with.
Well, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with you, but it's way, you know, just because all the white people came in here, gave, you know, syphilis and smallpox. No, anyway, they gave smallpox blankets to the natives, and then they wiped them out, and they put them in reservations, and
but
they
maybe
destroyed
they didn't
this.
know there was smallpox on those blankets.
No, they knew.
Oh, okay.
And then we're like, well, why do you hate Columbus Day? Yeah, I think it's we stole all of this land from people who lived here and were, you know, they weren't perfect.
Yeah, but let's just say this. We didn't.
Not you or I. We didn't.
So I like to separate myself from the American people.
I appreciate that.
The people who are actually in charge of that kind of thing. Because we didn't do any of that.
We didn't do any of that. We're living here because this is where our parents gave birth to us. We were essentially placed here by fate and nature. But the thing is that for there to be a holiday of Thanksgiving, I think is sort of ironic, the fact that there's this whole sort of notion between a meeting of the, what were they, the puritanical pilgrims and the natives, and they had this whole meal together, and it's a very idealized situation.
Do you remember all the coloring books?
Yeah, that really, you know, the turkey with the hand, you put the hand and then you do the little turkey.
It's perfect.
Hand turkey. But the truth is, yeah, we massacred many people. You know, there's been like murder.
We didn't.
You and I did it. Humanity.
That distinction needs to be.
All right. Like, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It's like you're saying, like, I'm cool with that.
You are kind of cool with that. You are kind of cool with that. You're like, well, I'm down with that shit. It's like kind of what's happening in the Amazon these days is what happened here. So, you know, people are like, oh, well, here, this is your reservation. You'll live on this reservation. And then some ranchers come along and it's like, yo, that reservation land, that looks pretty sweet, yo. And then it's like, well, you know, we can't really go in there unless you go in and murder them because, you know, if they're still alive, they're going to be bitching and moaning.
So let there be murder.
So let there be murder. And let there be light. And that was, you know, the first day God said, let there be light. And then God said, let there be murder. And here we are. And it's wonderful. And that's why we celebrate Thanksgiving. Not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people know that.
This is where you get the real news.
This is where you get the real facts about Thanksgiving.
Everything.
So you know why it's a turkey? You know why it's a turkey?
No.
I don't either. But did you know that, you know what the official bird of the U.S. was going to be?
A turkey.
How do you know that? But that's right. That is right. It wasn't going to be the bald eagle. It wasn't going to be the bald eagle because they were prejudiced against, you know, people, you know, without hair. So they were like, hey, let's make it the turkey. But unfortunately, it turned out that the turkey's a real jagoff. A real fucking... I know, I blew it.
We agreed to not swear.
I blew it.
I definitely haven't sworn.
I know you haven't. You win this round.
Actually, I think I did like twice.
Well, whatever. But the turkey was seen as a real a-hole. And so they're like, no, let's not make it the turkey, even though, you know, wild turkeys in the U.S. are real sassy pants. You ever hear them?
There you go.
Walking around, you know, and
you don't want to deal with it.
No, you don't want that. You don't want them on your lawn. You know what I mean? Because they're going to come up and they're going to be like, oh, did you hear about Jehovah? And you're like, yeah, I heard about Jehovah. He's like, but did you really hear about Jehovah? And you're like, I guess not. Come on in.
They got a lot of good ideas.
They got some good ideas.
They'll make you think about stuff. I could have said the S word, but I said stuff.
And I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
I'm working.
And so, let's summarize what Thanksgiving means to you and to me.
To me?
You want to start or should I start?
You can go ahead.
All right. So what Thanksgiving means to me is genocide of an entire race of people who've been basically cloistered upon these reservations where there's alcoholism and there's abuse from the clergy. There was this whole story on Nova recently about this priest who came in and molested little boys, and then he got sent, instead of being sent to prison, he got sent to Alaska, where it's like much more difficult for those kids to complain.
I'm sure he'll find a way.
So, yeah, so that's kind of what it means to me. What it means to me is the fact that the native population here was taken from their parents, forced into orphanages so that they would lose their identity and become more American. And, you know, I gotta say that, you know, it's all been worth it because, you know, we have great land, we have a team like the Redskins. So, to me, Thanksgiving is a success. You know, Thanksgiving is about watching some Redskins football, eating a turkey and being like, hey, yo, we're here, we're queer, let's do this. You know, that's my Thanksgiving message to everybody.
Good, it's a good message. I agree with a lot of what you say. Weirdly, it doesn't happen often. But also,
I don't even know what I said, but I'm glad you...
I don't know what you said either, but it was, you know, this country was founded on some heinous things.
Some fucking fucked up shit. Sorry, we're 20 minutes in. Fuck you.
Are we? Oh, fuck yeah. Alright, we can swear now. But also, what you didn't mention is that there's a big human trafficking thing going on with the women and shit going on in these reservations. I don't know if you know about that.
Yeah, no, I've heard things about it.
Yeah, so it's bad. And, I mean, all that stuff, you know, happened way before our time. And so it's just, throughout time, it's been morphed into this holiday. And to be honest, like, you know, anytime there's something that brings a family together, sure. I mean, everybody should just already be loving and be together anyways. But, as far as holidays go, it's like the worst.
It is the worst.
It's terrible.
It's like
you overeat, you stuff yourself to the point where you're like comatose for the rest of the day.
And as that tryptophan, sleepy stuff. Right?
Yeah, that's no accident. What do you get? I mean, what do you get?
Nothing. You eat a whole bunch of shit, you watch some football, you fart a little bit, you go home.
I don't. You probably definitely do.
Yeah, I fart a lot.
Come on, man.
I'm farting right now.
Oh.
It's really quiet. Listen to my farting.
Okay. But yeah, honestly, it's just a crappy holiday founded on some really horrible stuff.
Really horrible things.
You know, it's just...
and it's not even on the same day.
And then on top of it, it's like you're just going right into winter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like just this perfect storm of like crappy shit.
Well, it's like, eat as much as you can because winter's coming and you're going to probably starve. That was basically, not now, but back in the day, it was like, yo, winter's coming, eat some shit or else you're going to fucking die.
And half of us at the table aren't going to make it.
We're not, half of you guys aren't going to be here. Polka, Hontus, or were they the same
Good luck. I don't know. Who knows? They lie about everything.
They do lie about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything with this country that you think that it was not. Everything that you think that it wasn't, that's what it was. So if you
true.
Yeah. If you ever like come across like a Native American and he's like, yo, let me hit you with some real shit, you better listen to that guy.
Just listen. Now here's the thing. I thought that they don't like to be called Indians because they're not Indian, because they thought when they landed here they were in fucking India, so they started calling them Indians, but we call them Native Americans.
They like
now you're telling me they don't like being called Native Americans.
They like to be called Chinese ethno-American natives. Binary, cis, Native American human persons.
Okay.
So we've solved that problem right there.
Well, I just will say,
no. The truth is,
it's a sad fucking thing that happened to these people, and.
But I told you why. I just watched that CGP PG Gray. If you're not watching CGP Gray, then you're not watching YouTube. Because he just explained that the people who were here there's the nomenclature for them currently of Native Americans, but also American Indians. And they prefer American Indians because that's what it is in government. It's the Bureau of American Indian Affairs, and so they prefer that name.
Well, you know what?
Because because when you say Native American, it includes North America and South America, so they prefer to be American Indians, even though they're not from India. But there's a lot of people from India, so there's a lot of Indian people, so that right there, that's kind of something that means a lot to a lot of people.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
A lot of people are saying that.
All I'll say is this: whatever they prefer to be called, can we at least just call them that? Because after all the shit they've been through,
that's the least they deserve.
Let's just call them. And the Redskins, still a team.
Great name for a team. What I want is for a team from Tennessee to be called the Cracker Ass Crackers. Whatever team, the Memphis Cracker Ass Crackers, who's like fucking mascot's like, hey, well, I'll fuck my own sister. That's the only thing he says every time. It's like after they score a touchdown, I'll fuck my own sister. And after they won the Super Bowl, and it's like, what do you think? I'll fuck my own sister. It's like, sir, and then you can take the mask off. I can't, because I fuck my own sister.
All right. Comedy works in threes. You did it 4 times.
Sorry.
Anyways, sorry everybody. Here on the TINT podcast, we think Thanksgiving sucks.
We think Thanksgiving sucks, and anybody who celebrates Thanksgiving.
Don't start alienating people.
Okay. I was close. I was close to castigating a whole segment of the population.
As long as you're a good person and you don't hurt people, then do whatever. Celebrate Thanksgiving.
Or don't.
It's just not for me.
You racist. Sorry.
That's fine.
Alright. Hey, can you go on to the next one? I'm going to grab something because I just think I left some information. Go ahead. You go on to the next topic. I'll be right back.
I don't even know what it is.
Well, make something up.
The California thing?
Yes.
Alright, so, I don't know, it seems like many people don't know this outside of California, but they have started a new sex education curriculum. And to be honest, it's kind of fucking gross. And the thing about it is, so in this nation, it's mandated to start sex education from at least 7th grade all throughout high school. Okay. So California was like, alright, I hear you're 7th grade. Let's just go ahead and start a kindergarten.
Excuse me? Go ahead.
And so starting a kindergarten is kind of crazy to me. And what they do, part of the curriculum for kindergartners, is all about gender identity. And it's okay to be whatever you want. And also they start at I want to say 2nd grade, teaching about drugs and alcohol. Like what are you doing? What are you doing in California? Drugs and alcohol in 2nd grade?
I mean, when are you going to get the most high? When you're like 40 or 50? No. You're going to get really fucked up when you're like, 7 or 8. Because you're like, oh, this is new. I introduce it to my body. You're going to get really hammered. So they want you prepared for that experience.
It's the purest high.
It is the purest high. You give a 9-year-old like a bag of shrooms.
Well, these are 2nd graders, so that's
okay. You give a 4-year-old a bag of shrooms and 2 lines instead of 6, because you don't want to.
It's just a kid.
You don't want him to die.
It's just a kid.
Yeah, just a child. But
take it easy.
You give him that. You let him get high, and then you send him out into the world and be like, yo, go and do. You don't tell them what to do. You just say go and do. And that's what a good parent does. And that's why the state of California, I got to say God bless, number 1. And I got to say number 2, there is no God. So, take that as you will.
His opinions. All right, so the thing is, teaching kids about drugs and alcohol in second grade, that's just, what are you doing? They don't, dude, these are kids, okay? Kids have an innocence. They don't know shit, okay? And it's very easy to tell them about some stuff and then tell them, oh, it's bad, but then also make them very curious.
Yeah, about the bananas inside the condom.
Hold on. So, on top of that, starting in kindergarten, they're teaching these kids about identity, politics, and telling them it's okay to be whatever you want. And again, you can talk a kid into anything.
He knows.
And I know, and I do know, actually. So I have a daughter, and when she was about, I don't know, man, 5, 4, whatever, 3, we were wrestling around or whatever, and she was like touching my knee, and I have some kind of bone spur or something, I don't know. And she's like, "What's this, Dad?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm trying to be funny and like whatever." I go, oh, you know what that is? A vampire came into my house and it put a rock in my knee. And so then I had to fight it and slay it, and yeah, I won, but yeah, I just got this rock in my knee from this vampire, you know? What can you do? And then I left it alone, Years later, my daughter's 16 now, so maybe a year ago or whatever, she's like, "That vampire story?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You know, I believed that shit for years." She didn't say shit, but she
she
almost could have, because that was risky parenting on my part to just tell her some shit and like just leave it.
Well, because you're a child, you don't know what to believe.
You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on.
Before you go on, I'm going to do a quick anecdote. Quick. When I was a child, and the movie Superman came out, and there was a good Superman and a bad Superman and Superman 3.
Starring Christopher Reeves.
And I was looking out the window one time, and the kids who were older than me by like 5, 6 years, they're like, "Look, there's an evil Superman." I'm like, "Where? And I was like, "Oh, he flew to there." And I was shitting my pants. I was like 6 years old, or 7 years old, and I'm like, "There is an evil Superman. He's on the fucking roof, and you people are just pointing to him? We gotta get in the basement, because he's gonna come in here and he's gonna fucking murder us."
This shit is real.
This shit is real. When you're that age, everything is real. You know what I mean?
They tell us right away about Santa Claus.
That's why they tell you about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy and God.
In any event.
Sorry about throwing that last one in there.
We're not here to push or not
any
push
agenda,
religion.
but we all know there is no God. Let's get real.
Stop saying that now. So yeah, you got these, young, undeveloped brains, and you're literally telling them you can just be whatever. First of all, that'll confuse the fuck out of them. Okay, they're just trying to figure out everything.
Well, yeah.
And now you're telling them you could be whatever. Yeah, and you're pushing an agenda, and I'm glad you said that, because there's a lot of liberal parents that have, for them to have a child that identifies as transgender, for them, it's a goddamn trophy.
Oh my God.
And don't tell me that's not fucking true.
It's not true.
Oh, it's not? No. Oh, okay, yeah, you know. I know! And so for them, it's not even about the kid anymore. It's about, look at how liberal I am, and look at how progressive and what I can do. So, yeah, my kid just is whatever it wants to be. Now listen, yes, there are people who, as they go throughout their life, feel like they're not in the right body. Okay? And I can't imagine that struggle. I can't imagine that struggle. It's difficult. And you don't even know.
I don't know, but I'm saying it's difficult.
Of course. So, but when you're a child, a young child like that, to just willy-nilly be like, "Oh, you just be whatever you want." Wait, you can play with these dolls. You could be a girl, Billy. Like, come on, man. That's bullshit.
Well, here's my problem with that. Can I hit you with this?
Sure.
Okay. So here's my problem with that. I have a certain belief that when it comes to something of such great import as what sexuality you are, whether you are a female or a male, I think that comes out fairly early. But the problem that I also have with this is when you tell somebody that, yeah, this is the right thing. Not that you're confused, or not that you're young, or not that you might not understand, but that, yeah, this is the right way. This is what, you know, we're totally going to go in 100% on this, that, you know, oh, because you like wearing dresses, you want to be a female. Well, wait a second. There are plenty of men who like wearing dresses who are just transvestites. And that's just something that they enjoy, whether it's sexual or whether it's just something that gives them joy in life. But when you're like pushing on them that, no, you're this opposite gender and you're this other thing, and you, then that's different. Because, you know, whether you're gay or straight or bisexual or whatever, you know, people are calling themselves pansexual now, whatever the case might be, that's fine, that's great, live that up. But when you were talking about sexual reassignment surgery, taking hormones, changing yourself,
you have to be an adult.
Yeah, you have to be in a place where you can make these decisions rationally. If you were doing this before puberty, I am sorry, but that just doesn't work for me. Because at this point, you are a kid. You don't know what's going to happen to you later on. Maybe when you're younger, you wear pantyhose and you run around calling yourself Robin, and you really aren't Robin, you're just wearing pantyhose, and you're a 9-year-old boy, and then somebody looks through the window and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then later on he punches you in the head in the alley and stuffs you in a garbage can, and you gotta call your mom because you're stuck in a garbage can, and the neighbor pulled you out, and then you gotta go to the hospital, and at the hospital they're like, why are you there? And then you're like, well, because somebody stuffed me in a garbage can because they saw me wearing pantyhose. And then you gotta explain that to the therapist, and the therapist calls your school, and they're like, yeah, this kid's coming in with...
You alright?
Yeah, I just,
you know that
that's a hypothetical
this
situation.
Is not your therapist.
That's a hypothetical. That could have or would have, that... Go ahead, what were you going to say?
What I'm saying is that it's bullshit to teach these kids this. They're young, they're impressionable, you can talk them into anything. You just can, man.
You can.
You can. And so that's terrible for that to be a thing. Mm-hmm. And on top of it, the whole teaching them drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, the way they're getting in to doing that is by talking about all the poisonings that happen. Like kids poison themselves. Hey, maybe that was a thing fucking 30 years ago or whatever it was, until people were like, hey, this is a thing. And that's why everybody puts the little baby shit on cabinets and all that shit. No kids are getting poisoned anymore. And if it does happen, it's super fucking rare. But it's one thing they do to just weasel their way in. So now you're teaching them gender identity, and you're teaching them about drugs and alcohol, kindergarten through 3rd grade. Now let's go to 4th grade. Grades 4 through 6 are going to cover sexual feelings, including masturbation. You're 9 years old when you're in 4th grade. You're a child. You're not even close to not being a child. Okay? Why the fuck are they teaching them about masturbation and sexual pleasure, dude? Well, that is absolutely disgusting.
I have to see. This is the one where I have to differ with you on this one.
Okay,
go ahead. I've agreed on the other one, but this one I have to differ because children from the age of whatever, they like to touch their genitals because there's a lot of nerves in your genitals, and it's pleasurable to touch where you have a lot of nerves. Okay? Now here is my I guess hypothesis on this subject. You have children who will do that, and who will have parents who are wonderful parents who will explain, okay, that's something you do in private, or something, you know, that feels good. That's
at 9 years old.
Whatever it is, you know, they're touching themselves in a bathtub at, let's say, 5 years old. They're touching their, oh, what is this? What is that? What is that? And you have the parents who are good parents who will explain, hey, you know, this is for this, for that. And then you have the other set of parents like, quit doing that! What the? You don't touch that! That is, you're a horrible, no, go to your room! You have two sets of parents. You have one who does that. No, that's, okay, but that's not for now. That you'll understand. I'll explain to you later. And then you have the other set of parents. Okay? So what you want from a fucking reasonable society is to have a situation in where it's explained, not necessarily in some graphic way, like maybe these, particular books are. I get you. Maybe not in some sort of explicit way, but you explain it and what it is, because not everybody has a wonderful parent who's going to explain everything about everything. Because that's just the world we live in. If we lived in the perfect world, you wouldn't have to fucking explain this because the parents would have done the job. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So that's my particular view. I'm not saying it's wonderful that you're doing this, explaining this, but I'm also saying that if you're living in a household where it's nothing but fucking abuse and repression and scolding, and then maybe, just maybe, that's actually a good thing for you.
Well, but at the same time, in a scenario like that, I mean, there's a lot, everything's stacked against that kid.
Of course.
That's just one aspect of the, situation that could be. And, people like that shouldn't be having kids. But that's a whole other topic on a whole other thing. And I'm just trying to say, I would not want any teacher teaching my 9-year-old, 10 or 11-year-old about masturbation. Okay?
Okay. Hey. No, that's
and
fine.
On top of it, they don't just tell you about it. In this curriculum, they tell you they tell you about dildos and how to properly insert it. They tell you about grabbing vegetables in your freaking house, in your fridge or whatever, and how to insert it. And how to pleasure yourself.
Yeah, but that's
children
something children do.
They don't need to know how to pleasure themselves when they're not sexual beings. I'm talking 9 years old, dude.
Okay? That's a little different, but that is something that is really going to happen. Something like a cucumber or like a carrot, whether it's for a girl or for a boy, is a phallic symbol, and they're going to fucking use this shit, right? They're going to fucking experiment with their sexuality. I'm not agreeing with the fact that it's at this age.
They're definitely going to do it now when they're fucking taught at 9 years old. What's up, you know? That they're definitely going to do it. Maybe there was a chance, I don't think it happens that often, but now it's definitely going to be happening. Alright, so here I have an excerpt from a 5th grade textbook talking about this stuff. And I do have to say, I don't even like reading, talking about this stuff on the podcast. But it's so appalling to me that they're teaching it to children. I just...
Why is it so appalling to you? Can I ask you that?
Because they're ruining their innocence. Children are not to be sexualized.
Okay, that's fair. But do you think really these kids fucking... I don't know how old you were, but when I was 5 and 6 years old, I found a pair of these black Speedos. Alright? And I knew that for some reason, being less dressed was somehow exciting. You know what I mean? I just knew that nudity had something to do with something, dangerous or fucking forbidden, or I didn't know what it was, right?
Sure.
But I knew that there was something there. You know what I mean?
That's just the same thing as knowing that your sexual preference, right? I like girls. I liked girls. I didn't know why, but I was just attracted to them. Even so far as in kindergarten and 1st grade, I would just think about girls and I wanted to hug them.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand anything. But if you give me the tools and the knowledge,
sure.
now everybody could be fucking around
But you don't know. You don't know what you want to do with that person. I remember at a young age, you knew that there was something about being naked. Let's say you wanted to be naked with a girl and you wanted to hug her and
I didn't know that I wanted to be naked. I just knew I wanted to do a lot of hugging.
I did know. I had to.
And if they had taught me at such an early age what I could do, like I'm about to read.
Well, I agree,
Jesus Christ.
because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was, and there were some things that I did, and then I thought fucking, you know, at some point that this girl was pregnant, because when you're 5 years old and you think you impregnated a girl, okay? It's a little weird.
From a hug?
No, not from a hug.
Alright, we don't want to get into
Let's not get into what Mark did.
Yeah.
I didn't do.
Jesus Christ. Alright, so this is from a 5th grade textbook.
It wasn't anything bad either. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? It was
Did she
just like,
consent?
yeah, she consented.
Then you're fine.
I have the note
Then you're fine.
that she signed.
You better hold on to that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in this textbook it says, this is 5th grade text, that's 10-year-olds. Serious or heavy petting is also known as foreplay because often it comes before intercourse. But foreplay can be enjoyable in itself and can lead to orgasm for both partners without having intercourse. And then in parentheses, in fact, few girls have orgasms through sexual intercourse alone. Often, they need to have their clitoris touched at the same time. But make sure you read the check it out box on page 78. I mean, the foreplay includes mutual masturbation, rubbing and stroking each other's penis or clitoris. It also includes oral sex, when one or both partners use their mouth and tongue to kiss and lick their partner's penis or clitoris. But don't feel you have to have oral sex if you don't want to. Not everyone enjoys it, and that's fine. Above all, remember that there are lots of ways to show you love someone. Having sex is only one of them.
Well, at least you know that it's only one way.
Fucking ridiculous, dude. Fucking ridiculous. To 10-year-olds, bro.
I don't know. It's difficult for me to say like this
Not
is
me.
horrible. I know. I know where you stand. What I'm saying is I don't know whether it's good or whether it's bad necessarily. Because here's the thing, like I said, I don't know whether perhaps it could help somebody, you know, to feel less ashamed about something or less guilty about the thoughts they're having. But at the same time, like you say, maybe it gives them some sort of incentive to do something.
It's giving them a manual.
Except here's the reality, Doug. Okay?
What's the reality, Mark?
That we have the internet and these kids can go wherever the fuck they want and watch a whole lot of fucking worse shit than reading something like this.
Yeah.
They can see a lot more stuff and it's a lot fucking worse. So here's the deal. Whether or not that's right or not, I would leave up to the parent. No, I'm saying I would leave that up to the parent to decide for their child. But the reality of the world we live in, where you can go in and type in sex, fucking penis, vagina, asshole, fucking nipple, whatever, and get so many images. What? See, we didn't have that. Okay, I'll tell you a quick story. When I was young, I was like, 11 or 12. I think I was in 6th or 7th grade.
Don't be gross.
Too late. When I was in 6th or 7th grade, we would go to the what were essentially the woods over there where Midway and airport is and the train is. It was nothing but like a giant forest there. Mm-hmm. We would go there, and one time we picked up this plank of wood, and underneath we found extreme X-rated pornography magazines. I think I was 11, 12. Somewhere like 6th grade, 5th, 6th grade.
11, 10, 11.
So, and we found these magazines, and I remember, I'll never forget, the first time I saw a vagina, I'm like, really? That's all there is? There's nothing there? I was like, oh, okay, that's a vagina.
You were underwhelmed?
I was underwhelmed. I'm like, that's it. Okay, there's a little bit of a slip.
All right.
And but, I was like, oh, okay, wow. And then there was hair, and there was, oh, my God.
Okay.
And it was, but it was interesting to me, and it was like, oh, my God, this is so forbidden. This is so exciting. And this is like one time in a million that I get to see this, right? And it's like, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody what we just saw. Nowadays, it's like, you go on your phone, and it's like, show me
anal hammering or anal fisting, or whatever it is.
They know, people know. Yep.
Show me this, and it's like, oh, okay, no problem. We'll show you all of this.
And that's why, as a parent, you shouldn't just give your kid one of these, depending on their age, okay? Because the first thing they're going to do is go right to fucking porn.
Why do you say that?
Unfortunately, there's, like you were talking about earlier, shitty parents, and they just don't supervise their kids the right way.
Okay.
And so,
maybe they don't supervise their kids the right way. But why are the kids going right to porn?
Sex and all that stuff, because that's what kids are curious. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So wouldn't it be better if somebody actually taught them what it was?
No, what would be better is proper parenting. Okay? Keep this out of their hands.
Yeah, but how do you do that? How do you legislate parenting?
The whole thing's fucked now.
Well, how do you legislate parenting?
That's stupid what you said. You just
can't,
know
right?
in your head that
you can't legislate parenting, right?
You know in your head that you got to be a good parent, and if you're a shitty parent, then you suck at fucking life. What do you want me to say to that?
Okay, well that's what a lot of people do, and so how do you help those children then?
It's a lost cause.
Oh, so we should just kill them or put them in jail or?
I don't know why you're saying stupid things, but no, your job is to parent your child.
Okay.
The best way that you can.
Sure.
Okay? And leaving them with this unsupervised is terrible. Okay? Depending on the age, where they get to in their teen years or whatever that is.
Well, what if you live in a society, okay, where a society tries to do the best for all of their citizens? What do you do in that situation?
As far as what?
As far as instructing them or teaching them about what sex is, what the point of sex is, what the feelings are, and at the age that they're dealing with it, how they should best, deal with it.
So how do you do what though?
How do you teach them? Yeah, when do you start and how do you teach them?
I mean, for me, I was taught in 7th grade. For me, that's even too early. You see, the problem is they're taking the innocence away from children. Okay?
Kids aren't that innocent. Sorry.
But that's because of the world is the way that it is today. Okay?
Yeah, that's the world. That's always been the world.
So all you can do is your best job. But I don't want a fucking stranger to tell my kid at 9 years old to stick a banana in them. It's not that complicated.
I don't think they're
it's not that
telling them to stick the banana in them.
They're saying they can.
I think
it's really basic, it's really not that complicated. Okay?
Yeah.
By the way, I was taught in 7th grade sex ed, and I remember there was one kid, and we were having him ask like dumbass questions, and the one question that I do remember is we were like, ask if you could get pregnant up the butt. And he raised his hand, and he's like, can you get pregnant up the butt? And they were like, well, if the sperm goes, it can go up, and then it can turn the corner and go around, so, yes.
Not very accurate, but...
Well, we hit them with a curveball, and they were just like, yeah, fuck it, yes you can, don't even do
Well, I got taught, in a Catholic school, I got taught about sex education in 5th grade. Alright, so in 5th grade, it might have been 6th, okay? I don't want to fucking pretend like I know 100%.
I will sue you if you pick the wrong grade.
It was either 5th or 6th grade. And one of the questions I will never forget is somebody asked, it's like, what does homosexual mean? This was a Catholic school, and, well, the teacher said, homosexual, homo is for man, sexual is for sex, so it means sex with men. The problem there is homo also means same in Greek, like something that's homogeneous, so it means sex with the same, which is the actual definition. So whether you're lesbian, you want to have sex with 2 women want to have sex, or 2 men, that's why it's homosexual. It's not because it's homo as in homo sapien, thinking man, but when you don't know how to teach sex education, when you have no fucking idea what the words mean or how to teach children, I think that is the bigger sin. It's not what's in the book or whatever. It is having a competent person who understands the nuances of explaining to a child who has no experience with sex what sex is in a way that they will both understand and where they will have some sort of knowledge coming out of that teaching experience or learning experience, where they're not going to be like, oh, this is stupid, I don't get it. Where they're like, their questions are answered, but where they're also not like, oh, well, you know, what you can do is go home, take a cucumber, slip a condom on, stick it in your poops, or stick it in your vagina. That we don't need. We don't need that. But what we do need is to tell children that, yeah, this is an act that happens at some point. You get sexually active. You want to do this. It's not bad. It's not good. It's natural. It's just a thing that is. It's like, you know, you eat, you use the bathroom. Neither of those things are bad. This is the only thing where you do it with another person.
And obviously you want to teach them about pregnancy and not being, you know, getting pregnant or whatever.
Sure.
And that my whole thing is that they're teaching like pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And different ways to, like, new ways to, that they would have no idea about how to pleasure themselves and each other at such a young age. And I think that that's disgusting. And I have a reason why I think that the whole thing is going down.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know?
What's that?
Pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know NAMBLA?
Yeah.
North American Man-Boy Love Association.
Uh-huh.
Remember when we were watching that Square One Michael Jackson documentary, and the one FBI agent went undercover in there,
Okay.
and then when he made it into the lower levels, all it was about where to find kids and the best way to groom kids and bang kids. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
And then what they said, they wanted to somehow pin Michael Jackson as a pedophile because he was the world's biggest star, and so that would go a ways to normalizing pedophilia. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's this.
Okay.
It comes from a pedophile agenda. Because when you have these children that are 9, 10, 11, and they're being sexual, and they're cool with sexuality, now the pedophiles can just be like, look, the kid gets it. The kid fucking knows what's going on. So, obviously, it understands and it can consent. That's the whole fucking thing to this.
Yeah, but then you're still talking about an adult and a child. Even when you're talking about like an 18-year-old woman.
This is the long game. This is the long game.
When you're talking about an 18-year-old woman, because technically I guess she's a woman at 18, and you're talking about a 40-year-old man, I don't know. To me, that just seems wrong.
It's gross.
Because when a girl, it's a girl at 18, right? You know,
but you're not a pedophile, so you don't understand.
No, but listen to me. That still seems fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Okay? Because what do you have in common with that person? What do you know what I mean? It's like why are you going after this 18-year-old? Like that guy Scott Peterson, who was like whatever 40 and his wife was like 22. You know, you're going after this younger person because you're basically, rather than having like this mutual relationship of fucking people who are like on an intellectual basis, like similar, it's like more of like you're fucking controlling this other person, and it's about like a power trip and control.
Your intellect is superior to this person, so you
can control this person.
And but in any event,
I don't know how
this
connected this.
The more that this curriculum goes on, because they said they want it to last for like 10 years. Listen, these pedophiles are in it for the long game. Okay, they tried to jump on the back of the GTQ or whatever it is. They tried to just hop on and be like, "Hey, us, right?"
Yeah.
Because we're persecuted for our sexual stuff, and they were like, "Get the fuck out of here, you gross motherfuckers!" And so this is their way to sexualize children and to make them understand what it is and understand the gross specifics of sexually pleasing someone, so that years from now they can literally be like, this kid knows what's up, right? So obviously it can consent, You've been saying for years that it doesn't know, and the child doesn't know what's going on. Well, now look, these kids know exactly what's going on. So, open season for pedophiles, right? That's what's going on.
I don't know how you can make that fucking leap.
Very easily. No, it's not a leap. It's a short hop. It's a short hop.
Well,
right to the fucking truth.
Okay. I will grant you that there are probably a lot of fucking scummy motherfuckers.
And don't tell me that these pedophiles ain't in positions of power.
Of course they are.
Pushing these fucking agendas.
Look at that guy, Dennis Hastert. Who was
piece of shit.
In Yorkville, what's that, like an hour drive from here? He would set up a couch and watch these boys shower.
He was a coach?
He was whatever he was.
Wrestling coach or whatever? Well, what he was the House of Representatives.
Yeah, he was the Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House, yeah.
He was disgusting, what he was, okay? And he used his position of power to fucking basically, like, you know, like when you're showering, you're like, especially at that age, you feel self-conscious because you're going through, you know, it's like shameful to you, and yet this guy is fucking staring you to fuck down. Like, to me, that is like fucking one of the worst things. When you have that's why that whole Me Too movement, as much as like I think it's overblown, there's a lot of shit there where I fucking am 100% on board. When you have power over someone and you can fucking use that power to control someone sexually, that is fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm sorry, but that's just fucking. You're a horrible person. When you're fucking Matt Lauer and you have a button where you can lock the door and the fucking person can't get out, what the fuck? Where are you, NBC? Where the fuck are you, NBC? Huh? Sorry, but how about those people fucking grow some goddamn balls and realize that you cannot fucking enable someone just because they're getting ratings or just because they're making you money. But that's the way the world works.
There's no ethics.
Okay? When you're a billionaire, you can fly fucking 13, 14 years old to an island and fuck them. And you can be Bill Clinton. Be like, I'm Bill Clinton and I'm on a fucking plane with some 14-year-olds old. It's okay. I'll only fuck the 18-year-olds.
You know what one of the accusers said that was at the island?
What?
Bill Clinton wasn't fucking with any of the girls. He wanted the young boys.
Yeah, well, whatever the fuck they say. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but they never report on you boys being at that island.
Whatever. Like I said, I don't give a fuck whatever they're fucking, but you know.
You should.
Why? Whether they're
about
fucking boys or
children being
girls?
hurt?
No, I'm talking about whether it's boys or girls.
Oh, in that respect, sure.
But
I care about children being hurt. And this is part of the fucking problem right here.
And just because you're 18 doesn't mean it's right. And just because you're 15 doesn't mean it's fucking wrong. If you're a 15-year-old who's having sex with like an 18-year-old and the 18-year-old then goes away for fucking to jail for the rest of their lives, I'm not saying that's right, but if you're an 18-year-old and it's like, oh, well, that's legal, and you're with like a 50-year-old, that's not right either. Because this 50-year-old has had fucking like 30 years more of fucking experience, life experience, and he might be controlling this other person. That's why everything should be on a fucking, you know, case-by-case basis as far as I'm concerned. You know, life isn't black and white. Life is not fucking black and white. All right? And there are a lot of fucking evil people out there who just, you know, walk that line of legality. You know what I mean? You're just on that line. Oh, well, no, it's still legal. It's all legal. What I'm doing is all legal. But they're still pieces of shit. Mm-hmm. I think it's time to get to...
By the way.
Yeah.
Listen, so...
Sorry I got so animated, but there's a lot of shit I fucking...
Look into this. It's disgusting. Whatever you think about it is
well, whether it's disgusting or not,
but it starts in California, and it could come to a fucking state near you.
To a T-town
near you. Do what you gotta do to stop this shit. By the way, we had a long conversation about not swearing in this episode.
In the beginning, though.
Yeah, but we were like, let's try.
Yeah, well, we tried. We tried and we failed. All right,
yeah,
let's get to which would you rather. It's time.
All right, we're wrapping up. We only did two topics today.
We only did 2 topics, but they were long topics. Bruh. All right, so which would you rather? Are you ready for this one?
I don't know.
I don't think you are either.
Okay. What do you got?
Which would you rather? If you were stuck with a lady that you had 2 choices. You're stuck. This is the only. The rest of the women on the face of the earth
stuck in an elevator.
No,
you're stuck in a
you're
relationship.
stuck in a relationship. This is the only. You have two choices. You have two ladies. One lady has too much mucus, and the other lady has too much body hair. Those are your only two choices. Too much mucus, too much body hair. Which one do you choose? They both are wonderful. They have excellent personalities. They're lovely people. They help kids, even though the kids are all wiped out.
They're both good people.
Good people, wonderful people,
Both.
lovely people. They're both wonderful in their own little ways. One has way too much. They're just mucus, and one has it's like a werewolf.
All right.
So they're both lovely ladies.
All right. Shut up.
One has too much.
By the way,
too much body hair.
One of us comes up with this idea, and we never tell the other one.
Yeah.
So we literally hear it for the first time from the other one. So too much mucus.
Too much mucus.
Too much body.
Too much body hair.
Now with the mucus thing.
Yeah.
Snoring. There's a lot of snoring.
A lot of snoring. There's a lot of snoring.
Like wet sneezes.
Like wet sneezes. Like mucus everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Coming out of ears, nose, mouth,
ears,
vagina. I don't know. Maybe you like that because it makes it, moisturizes it. But there's a lot of mucus everywhere. All right, coming out the pores sometimes. But listen,
That's
the
impossible.
hairy one. I mean, top to bottom. And
Arm hair.
Like you think
Mustache.
you're hairy, and you are hairy. But imagine 3 times that. All right?
No, wait though.
Yeah.
You've only presented what they are,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Sure.
Can I just invest in some fucking razors?
You can invest.
Hair?
Yeah.
And
What you can't do
shave
is
this
sure you
motherfucker?
can. Sure you can. What you can't do is go for laser surgery because that is the kind of hair that will grow back no matter how many laser operations this woman has.
No laser.
So there's no way to get rid of the hair. She has no hair. I will give you this. She has no hair right here on her face. That's the only place pretty much she has no hair. From the neck down, chest, all around her nipples. She's like the hairiest fucking nipples.
That's not
ever.
even possible.
It's a thing! A lot of women have hair on their nipples.
I don't think that's right.
Not on their nipples, but on their areolas. Sorry. Okay. You know what I
Well, now that I found this little loophole,
mean. Yeah.
and so I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of work,
It's going to be a lot of work.
but I got to go with airing. You've got to shave her up, shave her down.
This is the first time I'm going to agree with you. Because the mucus is just, no.
Too
If
much.
there's like pouring out of the nose and the ears and the mouth constantly,
Yeah.
it's like,
And you know what the danger is too? Is
What?
like if you're going in for a nice little smooch
Mm-hmm.
and she gets one of them sneezes at the like your whole in your eyes
Yeah.
and fucking
It's
everything.
it's like one of those money shots in a porn, except it's constant and it's always coming from her mouth, just constant like those money shots. Like,
And then every morning she wakes up in a puddle. Where is this mucus coming from all the time?
although
Yeah.
I just gave myself an idea. Like, let's say you're doing porn and you can't find enough semen. It's like the money shot. You don't have enough for the money shot, young man. You calling your fucking wife and you're like, just fucking hack on her. You're like, yeah. And then she's all covered in like, what? It's a white phlegm. You don't know what it is.
Fistus.
She goes from being fucking an unknown to being in the credits like, semen fucking special effects.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still going hairy. I'm not in the porn industry, so.
Yeah, but you could be.
I could be.
You could be
I
right
could
there.
be. I
That's
guess.
your in.
In these scenarios, literally, you could be anything.
You can be anything. You can do anything. And
by the way, know that every, 3 days, you gotta shave her down completely?
Yeah. Shave her down every 3 days because she's all stubble.
God damn.
Like her legs are like literally like, if you don't shave her in 3 days, it looks like she's wearing some sort of a fucking jogging pants. And she's got the hairiest toes too.
Oh. Come on, bro. I didn't even think about
I mean,
that.
the hairiest toes. Like, you've seen hairy toes, but these toes are like...
And so, I guess we would work together. She shaves the front, I shave the back.
Yeah, you know, you work. Yeah.
It is a hassle, though.
It's a hassle, but you know.
But
they're both pretty girls. Let's say they're both pretty girls. They're both lovely, nice people. Wonderful personalities.
Work for charity.
Works for charities. Help. But
Yeah.
one's mucus filled and one's hairy as a fucking cocker spaniel.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Harry.
Yeah.
I actually think that the shaving of her
kind of erotic.
brings us together.
Yeah. It's kind of erotic. Brings us.
Nah, not erotic. It's disgusting. Fucking erotic. No. But it brings us together as, hey, we do this together.
You know the weird
for
thing? You know the weird thing? Her vagina.
What's the weird thing?
Vagina completely smooth. No hair around her vagina.
All right, that was not so much weird as it was. Well, I guess it was weirdly gross. Weirdly gross.
But the rest of her body, just one tube sock of hair. Oh,
all right.
man.
Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
everyone.
Thanksgiving, everyone. If you're
That's our
at a Thanksgiving, I suggest this is a great game. Which would you rather? Mom, which would you rather? You give her the options, you let her, yeah.
If you're at a Thanksgiving party that sucks,
Yes.
go in the back, go in the bedroom and put on this podcast.
Yeah.
And you're just going to feel better
Because
about
you're going to
yourself
feel better about
because
yourself, the people around you.
We're just bringing the truth, man.
I got to tell you, you know, you really, when you're with family and you just want to murder them, you put this on, you're like,
calm you down.
calms everybody down.
Soothe your soul.
You know? Yeah. So we really do want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And we want to thank everybody for watching because to us this is very important. We enjoy doing this. We want to do this at some point on a higher level with better equipment, everything better. Just
We just want
right
to grow
now,
and grow and grow
Yeah.
our audience, our production, all of it, man.
Exactly. This is the beginning of it.
We truly
and,
want to entertain you guys.
You know, it's difficult because we both work full time. We both
And-
have very small, you know, moments in time where we can actually, you know,
And
edit and put this on.
and we both hate each other. So
a
that
lot,
makes it difficult.
A lot. That makes it difficult too. Although, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, bro.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, man. Don't touch me like that, please.
All right.
Thanks again, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time, huh?